What is going on YouTube? I am Jerem here. Today in this video we're going to be running through the League of Legends patch 10.8 notes. Riot always releases these notes about a week early on Twitter. This patch is going to be going live on April 15th, but we have all this information, all the changes available to us now, so I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on everything that is in this patch. Really quick, I just wanted to ask if you are not subscribed already, if you could click that subscribe button, that would be awesome. We're closing in on 900 subscribers. My ultimate goal is 1,000 subscribers, so getting to those numbers would be awesome. It helps me out a ton. You can stay up to date on all my latest content, which is great for both of us. Also, dropping a like and leaving a comment down below. Your thoughts on patch 10.8 would be awesome as well. But with that being said, let's get right into this one. The first change coming in patch 10.8 is a jungle personal power system. They're not calling it a buff. They're not calling it a nerf. It's a little bit of both. There's a lot of stuff going on here. First up, the jungle camp XP is increased by 10% at level 9+. Obviously going to help junglers scale a little bit into the game. As the game goes on, you start getting your camp stolen away and stuff more. You start getting really under leveled. This will help junglers kind of scale, stay relevant in the game, where they're not just getting one shot later in the game because they're like 3, 4, 5 levels down. Jungle item sustain increased by 50% when below 30% max HP. Just going to help. It's not going to be as punishing when you get low in the jungle and in clears and stuff. Early game home guards on death, 50%. Movement speed decaying over 5 seconds. That'll be really good for just not getting snowballed on. If you do die for whatever reason, you can have just a little bit of an advantage getting back into the jungle, so you can continue farming and all that stuff, so deaths won't be as punishing, because jungle is so snowbally in that regard. Also, shared kill XP reduced by 20%. Level 1 through 6 and 10% level 7 through 8, and solo kill XP is increased by 20% level 1 through 6 and 10% level 7 through 8. They're trying to incentivize making solo plays and making team plays kind of less rewarding, but it makes sense because your team is already getting ahead if you gank, get a kill, get involved in a kill early. So you don't need to have your jungler get super far ahead and have the jungler fall behind as well just because you made a play early. I actually really like that change. Of those 5 changes, I think the shared kill XP reduction and the solo kill XP increase actually seems like the most interesting and best changes. But yeah, it's something really interesting. We'll have to see how all that works out. As far as the nerfs in this patch, we have a SETT nerf. Love that. Love seeing that. The W-based damage is going to be decreased at all ranks. That is awesome. I think SETT's W is one of the most annoying abilities in the entire game. The fact that it gives them a full health shield sometimes and can like one-shot people. Base damage has been way too high since his release. That's a great nerf. Master Yi getting an R attack speed decrease 30 to 80% going to 25 to 65%. That will be a pretty significant nerf for Master Yi because it's also like nerfing his Q as well. You're going to have that up less often with the lower attack speed. Master Yi uses attack speed really well. And Master Yi's been pretty strong for a while now, especially with stuff like funneling out there. APHELIOS getting a stat level up 3 to 18% bonus armor pen, going to 2 to 12 lethality. Q abilities scale up at champ levels 1 through 9. Now they're going to be 1 through 13, level 13 being the same power as old level 9. So they're making him a little bit longer to scale up to get strong and giving him lethality instead of armor pen. Lethality is worse than armor penetration, and you can just build armor and you'll be much better off against something like the APHELIOS. Those seem like pretty significant nerfs. It's weird because obviously APHELIOS is good at so many things and he is a pretty broken as far as AD carries go, but AD carry itself is positioned in such a bad spot that it's kind of weird to be nerfing them too much, but those are the APHELIOS nerfs. SENNA is getting your passive spawn rate on minions. SENNA doesn't kill, going from 25% to 22%. Trying to knock down the win rate of stuff like no farm Senna, fasting Senna, whatever you want to call it. That makes sense. Senna's been broken as an AD carry and a support for a while now. Varus getting his alt cooldown reduction increased. That's kind of a weird change just early. As you put points in it, it's no change. I think that is kind of weird. I don't think Varus has been too big of a deal. I know he's been seeing some play in LCS as an AD carry. I've seen some mid lane Varus and stuff, but I don't think he's been like oppressive by any means. But he is getting a nerf. Kalista getting her base armor reduced and her E slow reduced as well. That's obviously going after the Kalista top. We've seen some Kalista AD carry and stuff too at the higher levels of like pro play and solo queue. The win rates have been pretty terrible, but yeah, they want to get the Kalista top stuff under control, and Kalista is just a pretty cancer champion that Riot's been struggling to balance for a while in general, so I get why they're trying to keep her under wraps because, I don't know, they've just always had problems balancing that champion. Buffs, Urgot getting some more buffs because the buffs from the previous patch, I don't know if it was last patch or the one before that, haven't really done too much to him. Q damage increase, R cooldown reduction, especially in the early game, that's going to be really important for him. And he now properly gets movement speed on his dash. It's always nice when you actually get the things that you're supposed to get. Evelynn getting a Q damage increase per spike. That's actually going to be really big because even if it looks like a smaller damage increase, since it's per spike, you're getting so many spikes off. That should be pretty interesting. Nice little buff for Evelynn. Soraka getting her base mana increase and her Q mana cost reduced. Soraka's been all over the place as they try to balance Soraka top, and they end up just obviously nerfing the Spell Thief's Edge, and Soraka just got nerfed a bunch from that. And she's been all over the place. They're trying to get her back in order. She's been a little bit weaker. Some buffs are nice for her. Xayah getting her E damage fall off per feather hit 10% to 5%. Again, this is another thing where AD carries have been in a really, really bad spot for a while now. So they're trying to buff up some of these AD carries. Xayah, Tristana, Ashe, get some of these guys a little bit stronger so AD carry doesn't feel so terrible to play in solo queue. Tristana getting her E bonus AD ratio increase. That's actually a pretty big increase, going from 130% to 170%. Once you're at max rank, that should be pretty disgusting. That's going to feel great on Tristana. Ashe getting a Q attack speed increase, going from 20 to 40 to 20 to 60. So none of these are too much like early game buffs or kind of the scaling buffs. It's interesting. I don't know. AD carry is so tough in the season because there's so much damage. You're just getting one shot. It feels the games all end fast. You're never really getting to the point where you can pop off and carry and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting that they're buffing AD carries, but I don't think any of those buffs are going to be too massive. I think the Tristana buff is pretty significant though. Ryze getting a health increase, AD increase a little bit, and a Q movement speed when consuming 2 runes, going from 20 to 40% to 28 to 44%. Movement speed super busted on Ryze. That's going to feel really nice. The AD and the health shouldn't matter too much. Like 4 health and 1 AD. But the movement speed, if you've played against Phase Rush Ryze, you obviously know that he loves that movement speed. And finally, the final buff of this patch, the final thing coming in this video, is Orianna getting a W speed and slow amount increase and an E AP ratio increase. Those are going to be 2 really nice buffs. Orianna, who is always like a fringe mid lane pick in LCS. When she gets strong, she's going to be really dominant in the meta and stuff. But mages have not just been as good this season and stuff like solo queue. So they definitely need to start buffing up some more mages. And Orianna is definitely a good one because she can do decent into some of the assassins with stuff like obviously her E giving a shield and being able to team fight really well and scale really well. So I think that is pretty interesting. But again, guys, that is pretty much it for this video today. That is League of Legends patch 10.8 dropping on April 15th. That is about 8 days away from when I'm going to be posting this video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the patch 10.8 changes. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video. Again, subscribe to update on all my latest content. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.